Hello everyone, welcome back. So here we'll continue the journey of our custom API with different binding types. In the previous video, we have seen is custom API with first of all we created with the plugin registration tool, then Power Apps, then solution files, and then we moved out to what we moved. Let me just see here. Okay, so then we created with the global type. We have different binding types. I have already explained what is the purpose of different binding types. And then we created the global type and entity type using XrmToolBox, a custom API manager, and then custom API tester for testing this. Same thing we can test with the Power Automate as well. I think I have it here. You can do the same thing in both the places, or else you can similarly test with the Postman also. Postman, for that we need to configure with the Azure. You need to get some client secret ID, all those things. I'll cover that part in the later video. But right now let's focus in our third part, which is the entity collection. Okay, so the with the global one we took the input as a contact, lead, case, anything as an input, and then we retrieve all the records. Same with the entity, we retrieve the specific record. Now in the entity collection, it is also related to the specific entity, but you can do the bulk operations. That is the difference. And here, if you want to know more about the same, you can just go to my blog, which is powerdynamicsblog.com. Here you can see all the steps with the more relevant parts and all what is required prerequisite to the snapshot. Also, you can go to go to Power Dynamics YouTube video where you can find all the contents. Okay. Now let's focus on our main part, which is and for your reference, I'm referring this Microsoft blog where they have mentioned how to create and use custom API, but there's not much resources available on this. That's why I'm trying the things on my own. Now coming here for the for the, what is this? For entity collection. Okay, so this is going to be the last binding type, right? We have only three binding type. And after the entity collection, I have a plan for performing some CRUD operations, which is like create here. I think I have an image. One sec. Which is here we are going to create a contact just by providing some first name or last name and whatever details you want to pass just by clicking on the hitting it from the XRM toolbox or from the what do you call that, Postman or Power Apps. You should be able to create the contact. Then we are also going to fetch the record of that contact or case by providing the GUID. Same thing, you can update it, delete it. The CRUD operations I'll be showing in the next video after this. So if you're interested to learn more on the spread operations and to perform more complex things, you can refer that videos going to my YouTube channel. Okay. So now let's come here. So for the custom for this entity collection, let's just copy the name. I'm going to give the same name, entity collection. And also make sure that you have already installed the plugin registration tool and you have XrmToolBox with you. You have Power App license. You know a little bit of C# code, plugin code, and I'm just going to make another class in the same the solution where we have done the custom API example, global type, entity type. So here I have already installed the NuGet packages, which was I think XRM SDK as well as NeuronSoft, and also you need to sign in the assembly. So right now I have already done, so I'm just skipping that part. And I'll create a new class now. This is going to be, let's go here and create a new class. Okay, and I'm going to give the name as entity collection. Okay, entity collection, cool. Gonna add. Okay, now before putting the code, let's come here and here also let's create a new, this is the XRM toolbox right now. So I'm going here, create a new API. First of all, you need to establish a connection. So just click on the connect and you'll get an option to log in with the Microsoft Online CRM and all. Just go with that. Follow the previous video to know how to connect it. And one second, let me select the solution. My solution, my solution name is custom API solution. Okay, create new. And I'm going to give a name as custom. This one. Okay. API. Okay, let it be. And the main thing here is while selecting it, you can see binding type by default is global type. You need to come here, you need to change it to entity collection. Okay. And also now we need to add one which entity you want to perform it. So by default, it is giving as AAD user. If you remember in the previous video, I forgot to change it. So it was giving me an error. So come here and let's say I want to perform it for what do you call that case itself. So we have the option, we just select it. Okay, we have it just case incident. Okay, custom API. Okay, let's create this one and plugin type. Right now we have not created the plugin, so I'm just leaving it as it is. Later on we'll come and we'll put the value here. Okay, so once this is done, we are also going to create an input and output parameter. Let's wait. So this is created. Now let's okay, so here in the entity collection there is no need to provide any input parameter. We have already once what is this AAD user? How come it can take? I think just now we changed the name, right? So okay, so we created, I think the bound entity is still AD user. We need to change it to whatever the entity we want to bound it, contact case, whatever. It should be that. So I think we need to update it. So I have deleted that API and created a new API with the bound entity to incident. Okay, you can change it. Once it is created, well, you cannot edit this bound entity. Whatever is the locked field, you cannot change it. Okay, now let's come and give a response parameter here. Let's give the name as output parameter. Good. I'm just giving the similar name for all the API just to avoid the confusion. And I'm going to change it to entity collection because we have given the binding type as entity collection. So here what it will do is it will work for lot of records at the same time. So make sure you give the type as entity collection, and this one we don't no need to give. Let's click on the create. Okay. So once this is done, we'll focus on building the plugin code for this, and then we'll upload in the using plugin registration tool. So for the plugin, I have already created the code, which I'm just going to copy and paste it, and I'll explain you the logic here. So this is entity collection dynamics product control V, and here we have the name is. Let me just copy from here. And make this one, and here it is entity collection. So it is giving an error that is entities something. Okay, entity collection. If we see here, what is it? Entity collection does not consider okay methods. So here as well as in the global type also now it is showing the error. So instead of creating this plugin code here, I'm just going to remove this and create a new project just to avoid this error. Otherwise the video is going to be long if I try to debug it. So let's come click on the new project, go with the right. Okay, I'm going to give the name as entity collection example. Click on create. Okay, back. What is this? Sample. Click on create. Once this is done, I think here we need to add the properties. First, NuGet package manager. Go here, NuGet XRM, SDK, assemblies. Okay, once this is done, we need to sign in the assembly and then I'll show you the code. I'm just going to copy and paste the code which I have written. So this is done. It's accepted. Come here. Let's go to the previous code, which is entity collection. Control C. Coming here and we'll just remove these things and paste it. So Control-V. Okay. So now once this is done, we also need to add one more package, which is Soft install. Come to this one. So I'm just going to give the name as entity collection. Let's give the name as entity collection name for this class. Copy paste. Where is the error? Entities. So the error, okay. So instead of giving the name as entity collection, I think this is something related with this naming only. So I'm just going to change the name and give some other name. Let's come here, give a new class. I'm just going to give the name as entity binding tag. Add. Okay. So now coming here, Control A, Control C. This is going to be okay. Now I have deleted that file and the error is gone. So now let's come here, build the solution. Once this is built, we are going to register this plugin in the plugin registration tool. Sometime we may need to be careful with the naming convention in the Visual Studio because entity collection is maybe taken as a function or some other things. That's why it's showing the error. Now I'm just going to take this, Control C, come here, register a new assembly. Okay, no, we have not done the signing, right? So we need to do the signing. Sign in the assembly, new, days 24. Come here, Control S, build the project. This is like from the starting what we need to do. Okay, so we created a app. Sorry, we created a solution, and then we added one class file. We added the NuGet packages, and then we have signed it right now, and now we are going to add the assembly. So new assembly, come here, Control V, take this, upload this. Once this is done, then our part for the plugin is done. Now I'm going to explain you the logic of this. Let's close this now. So here this namespace and public void is basic things here. First of all, what it is doing is it's setting the entity logical name to incident. You can set it to account, contact, anything, and then it will represent the cases or the incidents in the whatever is stored in the CRM system. Also, it gets the today's date and time. Instead of fetching all the records of cases, there may be 1,000 or 10,000 records. So I'm just filtering it, and I'm getting only the cases which are created today. Okay, and I'm using the link query here to retrieve the cases within the current date, within the today. Okay, and now if what it does is it creates a new new entity collection to store the retrieved case entity, and it iterates through all the case results. Okay, and it creates a case entity objects here for each the case and sets their attributes. Let's say we have this ticket number or case title, whatever, and adds them to the entity collections. Finally, you have the output parameter here. So it adds the entity collection containing this case entity to the output parameters, which is we have already that this output parameter. Okay, and in case if something is not matching, if the name is not matching output parameter or anything is wrong in, then it's going to throw invalid plugin execution exception for error handling. Okay, and here we also have the model namespace. So this code includes a separate namespace models which contains a class case info here. Okay, so this class is used to represent a case information retrieved from the CRM system from the dynamics. So overall here this plugin, if you see here, the plugin it is used to retrieve the information on the our given table name, that is incident cases created within the current day, that is today, and we can also filter according to the state like active, inactive case, and if you want to provide any other information, you can do it using the output parameter. So once you have done this, we have already registered it. Now let's come here and let's go to our XRM toolbox. So here we need to edit this. Either you can edit it from here or you can go to your this one here we have, right? You can go to your custom API in Power Apps, and from here also you'll get an option to edit or to add the plugin. So let me just show you here. Here we have entity type. Let me just refresh it. Okay, it's not showing right now. So let me just come here and do it from here only. Sometime it takes time, right? So let's wait, give the name, and let's see. Okay, click on OK, click on update. Okay, so now we have created a custom API with the entity collect binding type as entity collection. We have not given the input parameter here, just the output parameter of type entity collection. And now let's try to execute it. Coming here, let's select it here also. Let's go to unmanaged. Whatever we have created, the page was stagnant, so now we need to refresh it. For this, let's come here, select your solution, global type, entity collection. Okay, and I'm going to select anything here. Execute it. Unrecognized request parameter target was experience and error. Okay, so here it is an error. So what happens sometimes entity collection, it cannot be invoked from the XRM toolbox. It can be, but for that again we need to do a little bit more research. Let's try to invoke the same API using our Power Apps, which we have done earlier as well. So coming here and go to the cloud flows. Let's create a new flow, instant one. See, there are so many ways to invoke the same API, right? Either you can even you can go to let's say we are going with the case, right? So you can open any case and in the console. Let me show you here as well. Sales hub. Okay. We can simply go to the any case or contact, and in the console we can fetch the query. We can retrieve the payload from either a REST builder or fetch XML, and you can paste it here. So go to cases. It's taking a long time. Let's see here. Where is it? Power Apps. Okay, this one will come to later part. First of all, let's see it from here. Manually triggers a flow, and I'm giving the name as entity collection. Okay, click on create, and now we are going to perform an unbound action. So Microsoft Dataverse and unbound. Sorry, first we need to select this. Inside this, we have unbound action. Perform an unbound. Okay. So what is our name of that API? Name of the API is, if we come here, it is CRF. Okay, just paste it here, and if I give here, click on save. Okay, so request XRM API failed with an error message, inner error. So what happens, this entity collection is different to handle. We cannot perform an onbound action and invoke this one. So for that, maybe we need to invoke it using the HTTP request. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this and delete this, create, just remove this, and invoke HTTP request using pre-authorized. Okay, this one. And here it is asking for the base URL and this URL. Okay, so what we need to give here, the HTTP resources. So our base URL is this one, dynamics base URL, this.com. Okay, so come here, give the same thing in this as well as this. Click on sign in. Now this is done. And here, okay, so what method? First of all, we have different method like get method, delete, patch, and post. So get method, normally whenever we are retrieving the records, that time we use, I think, get one. For patch, we use to update the record. In the CRUD operation, we are going to see. So here right now we are just going to use a post method. Okay, because we want to retrieve the records, right? And URL of the request. So here we need to first provide the URL of our this URL, HTTP, whatever your this base URL. Okay, just copy from here to there, Control C, come here and put it here. Okay, so now I think this is not enough. We need to go to our advanced setting and we need to find the resource URL. In case if it's verified from here, I think we'll be getting some API data and versioning thing. So we need to copy directly from here, come here in the customization, developer resources, and here we have, yes, this is the URL. Okay, just copy it, come here and paste it. This is the URL, right? And now what we need to do, we need to pass the entity for which we are going to do the operation. So our incident, our entity name is incident, right? Incident, and make it a plural. It should be plural. Now after this, we need to provide Microsoft Microsoft dot CRM dot. Okay, so you may be thinking that from where I got this Microsoft dot CRM. Actually, it is in here only somewhere. I got in Microsoft Learn website. This is the structure we need to provide. First, our base URL, the UPI, and slash data slash version. Then whatever is our entity logical name with the plural name, Microsoft this one. And now after this, we need to provide our what do you call that, unique name of the API, which is this one. this one. Okay, so coming here, let me just put it. Okay, so after this, okay, now in the headers, what we need to give, we have certain process to follow here. Whenever you are invoking an HTTP request from the from here, like from the Power Automate. So here it will be O data max version. See, these details you can get it from the REST builder or from the fetch XML builder somewhere. So now you need to go from 4.0 here, and then I think this will have O data version. Same thing here, 4.0. Then the content type, we are going with our content type is JSON, right? So it's going to be application slash JSON charset UTF-8. That's all, and it is going to accept also JSON format only. Let's say when you are providing the input as in what you call that, text format or a string format, you can simply remove this JSON and put as a string or text something. Now this is done. Let's save it. Let's see if it's running or not. I have done my best. If it's not running, then we'll see the debugging part. But first, let's save it. Earlier we were having problem with the saving only. It was giving the error that cannot save it and showing some inner exceptions. So clicking on test manually, click on test. Continuing. Done. Let's see. Okay, run failed. There may be something in the base URL is full. Okay, something. Base URL must be the base of the full URL. Okay, the URL whatever we have provided is not correct. Okay, remaining thing is not a problem. Okay, let's go into the edit and see what's wrong we have done. Is Microsoft. Okay, so actually it is Microsoft dot Dynamics. Sorry, Dynamics. Dynamics Dynamics dot CRM. And after this we have CRF underscore. Okay, here now it should run. Remember the format is Microsoft dot Dynamics dot CRM. If there is a spelling wrong or anything wrong, it's again going to throw an error like how I am suffering right now. Okay, again some error, again the API URL. Okay, let me just check it. Click on edit. Okay, so HTTPS organization d350.api.dynamics.api. Okay, so I think there is no need to put the API here. Okay, because already we are giving the API slash data here. Okay, see, developing anything is easy, but more main problem is in the implementation only. So we need to have the patience while implementing. We may get 2 or 3 or 5 errors, but right now I'm thinking this is going to be successful. Wrong guess. An error occurred while incident entity doesn't contain attribute with name, case, title, and name mapping logical metadata to. Okay, so we do not have anything named with the case title. Okay, let me just see here if we have case title or not. I think I have given this in our plugin code, right? In the plugin code we have given this case title, and let's see here if we have it or not. In the case, let's open this file, give logical names. Okay, instead of case title we have just titles. So just come here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this to title. Do we have it anywhere else? Yep, case title, control F, title, title, okay. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just save it, rebuild the solution, come here, update it. Once this is done, we are just going to invoke the API again. Let's see what error it's going to throw now. So just come here, edit. Let's hit on the test. Okay. Hopefully this time I think we have fixed all the error, whatever needs to be corrected. So this time it should run correctly. Your flow ran successfully. Great. So hoping to finish the video within 2 to 3 minutes now. Invoke. Okay, let's see. Okay, Microsoft Dynamics ticket number we have. Okay, today only one record was created, and this is this one. Let's just match here. We have ticket number exactly this. It's 2H5 here. Not this. Okay, this is another one. So maybe this is created earlier only. I'm just going to create one more case and see if this is faced in the power in the automate or not. Also after this, I'm going to show you how we can let's say if you're getting any error in the power automate here, right? Or we also got an error here while invoking it. What was the error? Something cannot hit unrecognized request parameter. So there are different ways. Same thing we can call it a postman as well. So first let's come here. Let me show you. This has opened. So giving the name is Dynamics 2, customer name Dynamics. Save it. Once this is done, come to here, go back, test it again with this recent trigger. And here two cases should be coming here, I think. Yep, you can see this is another one which we created right now, Power Dynamics and Dynamics 2. Okay, so this is working fine. Now uh, let's come here. What we did is okay, let me just walk you through the steps here. In the Power Automate, it was different than the another one. In the global API, we just had a unbound action, and from there we give the API name and we hit it, and it was giving the result. But right now here, what we did, we first added the action invoke an HTTP request pre-authorized something, and there we give the URL of our this one organization, and then we connected it, and then we are providing the URL. This is the format you need to remember. You should not give the API here, and it should be up. You need to provide whatever you have given in your plugin, that entity logical name plus Microsoft.dynamics.crm, this one. After that, you need to give your custom API unique name, and these things would be provided in the header section. Once you are done this, just click on the hit section. And now let's come here, go to the case, and at 12, okay, in the console, I'm just going to clear those things. Now I'm just going to paste one code here. Okay, you can get it from your Rust builder. So the main thing to see here is this is also post method. Like here we have made it as a post method, and if you see the headers, we have OData max version, this version, same thing I have kept here as well. Request header as OData max version, content type, accept these things, and here is the entity collection type. This is the name of my API. Okay. And here the another thing is I have also kept it as output parameter. Whatever is the response parameter, that one you need to give here. Also I think one more thing I added here is okay. That's all. You need to give the response parameter here and the headers here and your unique name here. Okay. Now if I click on enter, it should give me the result. It is two types are here is one is Dynamics 2, another one is Power Dynamics. If you come here and if you see here also, I think we had the same result, right? Two result. So we have seen how to create custom API. I think I am going to give you the two things I'm going to give you here. Just give me a second. So here you can see we have done the entity collection. We have a lot of things we have done. We have created API using plugin registration tool, Power Apps, solution files. Then we created a global type of binding types. Then entity collection using a string entity collection. Okay, and also we try to hit the invoke that API using XrmToolBox only. Now in the next video, I'm going to focus on the CRUD operations. So here, if you see, we have different four CRUD operations: read, write, create, and update. From here itself, we can hit, and you can also hit it from the Postman. So for that, I'll be covering it in the next video. And this one I'm going to post in my blog. This code and all this code you are saying, these are the different codes. Okay, I'm going to put in my blog only. So for the blog, you can just come here. I think either you can come to my Power Dynamics blogspot.com, or you can come here and refer any videos. You should be able to get all the details. If you have any questions, feel free to post. And if you have any doubt, any whatever you want, ask me the question. I'll be happy to provide you the answer. Thank you so much. Have a good day.